Hello and welcome to creating a pivot table exercise number 6 from the Excel custom classroom training advanced level, brought to you by Shiftkey Solutions, and I am Eric Ripley. In this video tutorial, I'll be covering the simple, very basic steps in creating a basic pivot table. From there, we'll go on to additional video tutorials covering how to modify and manipulate data within that pivot table in future tutorials. So the simple steps here is we're going to have our workbook open here called Global Sales. And from there, I'm going to just review this information. I can see that I have my company name, my country, the salesperson, the order ID, order date, ship date, product name, unit price, quantity, and extended price. I'll also make note that I have one worksheet here, Global Sales. Well, now that I've reviewed this, I'm going to go to my Insert tab, and over in my Tables group, I have a Pivot Table drop-down. I can click this drop-down and then choose Pivot Table, or for me, I like shortcuts. I'm just going to click right on the button itself. It'll create my Pivot Table dialog box here, allowing me to verify that this is truly the range of data that I want to choose from. From there, I'm going to make sure that I have new worksheet open so that it populates it into a new worksheet. Otherwise, I can choose existing worksheet and just identify a location, maybe somewhere over here, and it'll drop it in there. Well, for this exercise, we're going to choose this one. We'll click OK. Here we are on our new worksheet. As you can see here, it says Sheet 2. And then I have my pivot table data area. Let me zoom in just a little bit, not too much, so I can see the entire screen for you. Now, what I want to do from here is I want to take country name, and I can click and drag that and drop it down into my rows, or I can click the box next to it, and I'll notice that it does populate in my row labels box. From there, I want the salesperson. Now, if I click the checkbox for salesperson, it'll put it below my label rows. Well, in some cases I may want that, but for this exercise I want this as a column label. So I'm going to click and drag and drop it there. So our pivot table is beginning to take shape. So from there, I want to also include the extended price in the values box. Well, extended price, if we remember correctly, and let me go back to my worksheet here, it is currency format. So numbers and what have you. So I'm going to come back to my sheet tab, and if I click the checkbox next to it, it'll automatically populate in the values. That's because as I check boxes that have values in them, they automatically populate in the values box. I don't want quantity there, so I'm going to deselect it. That was just for demonstration purposes. So there we are. Now I have the basic form, the basic structure of my pivot table. As we go on in upcoming video tutorials, we're going to modify this a little bit. So that's all the time I have for this video. Thanks for joining me, and if you didn't know how to do this beforehand, now you know. And again, I encourage you to share this knowledge with anyone who might need help with this. There's two things that happens when you help this problem or any other. You not only help someone resolve a issue, but you also reinforce it to yourself, making you that much more knowledgeable. All right. Thanks for joining me, and don't forget to comment.